Hi, I'm Dr. Marianne Kate, and I'm going to share our research findings about risk factors for dissociation. Most studies on dissociation focus on trauma and neglect, and some on attachment style. There's actually only a small number of studies that look at the dynamics between the parent and child. So we wanted to dig deeper and find out more. In our study, we found that parent-child dynamics might be as influential as trauma in the development of a dissociative disorder. We found that individuals, particularly females with clinical levels of dissociation, had similar kinds of experiences. They reported a lack of parental care and concern. And this seemed to compromise their capacity to seek comfort when they needed that as an adult, and have a detrimental impact on their self-esteem, their self-worth, and their actual sense of self. Many reported these feelings of being chronically unsafe, which may be due to the unpredictable parental behaviour, for example, being nice one minute and nasty the next. Feeling powerless, having no control over the life. These experiences of unfairness, the parents being unfair, living in an environment of secrecy. And that's not to say that all parents were open and transparent with their kids, because that wasn't quite the case, but there wasn't this pervasive sense of the things that shouldn't be talked about. There was also isolation from the outside world, not being able to engage in the same way as their peers. And that may have been an attempt to hide the dysfunction that exists behind the closed doors of the apparently normal family. Overall, these individuals were unlikely to have felt seen by their caregivers, and they had limited opportunities for growth and decision-making, and were discouraged from developing the very skills and the traits that they would need to lead them to independence. When I report our research findings, these are only binary, relating to males and females, mothers and fathers. In most research, there's often not enough non-binary or transgender participants to enable statistical analysis, and the same goes for more diverse caregiving arrangements. But going back to males and females, and I'll illustrate some of the risk factors, we found that females who were uncomfortable seeking comfort when they were hurt, unwell, or upset had a 21-fold risk of a dissociative disorder. In percentage terms, that's 2,100% more than an individual without those experiences. It's also concerning because the people that may need support the most may be the least able to reach out. They were also 17-fold more likely to have felt they had no control over their life while they were growing up. We didn't have as many males in our sample, so although we got significant findings, I am a little bit more cautious about them. But we did start to see some sex differences. For example, the item with the highest risk for males, which was 11-fold, was I received care and comfort from my father when he knew I was physically or emotionally hurt. So actually, for males, the relationship with the father seemed to be more predictive, and for females, the relationship with the mother seemed to be more predictive. The second highest risk was the parents not supporting them to become independent. So there's this real overlap with our findings when we look at the importance of Dan Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson's 3 S's, which lead to secure attachment. And that's feelings of safety, being seen, and being soothed. So if you're not familiar, just quickly, the childhood experience of safety is not just being protected from harm, but making the child feel safe. Being seen, they describe as feeling felt. So it's this attunement with the child's mental state, understanding their internal life, and being responsive and supportive. And being soothed, and that's when the child is in a state of internal distress And it's really the absence of these conditions which is predictive dissociation. And that's what we found in our study. The link to the article is below. And thank you very much for watching.